Are we looking good? Are we looking good? Okay, good. Yeah, it's doing its work. Good, good. Yeah. No problem. No problem. Good. We're fine. We're fine. Okay, let's go. Hello everyone and welcome to Vaidevideefex Studios. You may know me from my other YouTube channels like DJ Wade, something like that. I don't know. It's been a long time. Another one of my catchphrases that you may know. It has been a long time since I've uploaded any kind of music or any kind of video, but I am actually here on Vaidevideefex Studios to give you a little bit of a tutorial on a video that you may have seen on YouTube. Something goes like this. So without further ado, let's jump onto After Effects. So as you can see, I have pulled up After Effects and I have already done the whole project. I'm just going to go all over what I did in the whole project so that you can understand the flow of what happens, or like how it, how the project works, and just give a little bit of rundown of what happens. So you can see that we have a background that has a road and two trees in the background and the sky, and we have a bike. Well, being evident that it is that we have a lot of layers that are happening in After Effects. So we have a camera, we have adjustment layer, and a bunch of layers here and there in this whole project. Normally in After Effects we cannot do 3D camera projection. There may be some kind of plugins that are available right now, but it's not a process that actually After Effects supports. So for that, I actually went on Photoshop, and this was the picture that I used as the background, and I went on Photoshop and I cut them out like this. This is the road, this is one of the trees, this is one of the trees that you see in the background. And for the sky, I used this image as background, as sky, and just like show a little bit of what happens in the background, like sky, or in the far off distance that you may not see. So I'll actually show you one by one the layers. So this is one of the layer, this is the other one, this is the other one, and here's the other one. So I actually placed all these 4 layers in sort of a 3D environment. So as you can see, this is one of the trees on the left side that I have put. I have enabled the 3D aspect of it so that I can move anywhere I want, like so. And I place it in a way that I find that works for me for the whole scene, and the other tree and the road. So it's up to you whichever size you want to work the whole project in. I actually did the whole project in 1280 by 1280. So I can show you by hitting shortcut Control K. So as you can see, it's 1280 by 1280. So as you can see, I have these 3 layers in 3D and a layer, and this is the layer that I use as background, as sky. And I have a bike, which I have sort of pre-comped, and I have a hidden layer, which I'll explain in a bit, and I have an adjustment layer, camera, and a null. In the beginning, you see that we have a sort of dusted effect, a particle effect that you see that's floating in the air. So this I actually achieved with the help of CC ball action, which is actually a very simple stock plugin that's available in After Effects. And I used an effect called pixel sorter. So it's actually available on the website called aescripts.com. First, I actually went with pixel sorter. So I used pixel sorter for giving it a direction, like sort of like making the particles float. Otherwise, it won't give you that sort of vibe. You see, this will be what you will be getting if you only use CC ball action. See, so it's not that better. So what I did was actually I went with pixel sorter and I created a keyframe animation. As you can see, it takes a little bit of time to load. So this is what I did. And on top of that, I applied CC ball action so that it gives a little bit of the floating animation. And the linear wipe I am using is because, as you can see, at the end of that animation, it's still in the ball. Well, it sort of looks like a pixelated situation. So to transition to that, I used a linear wipe. See, there's a simple linear wipe happening. Before we go to camera, I'll actually explain how I achieve this kind of look, like how the whole scene looks like it's composited. You know, the basic compositing technique that I used. So for the bike, as you can see, I have used a little bit of levels. Now the levels I've used is because in order to give a sense of, you know, belonging, so that the bike, so that you will actually look at the bike like it belongs in that whole street, in the whole with the whole background. Okay, so if you disable the levels, you will see it's totally different. It's totally different. I'll actually disable the adjustment layer for now. So this is what it actually looks like right now before I apply levels to it. So the reason I used levels on it to make it look like it belongs in the scene. If I put the levels on, it works, right? It immediately gives you the sense that, okay, the bike is actually in the scene. With the adjustment layer I used is because to give a little bit of, you know, a little bit of lookup, you know what I'm saying, like LUTs, exactly, like LUTs. So I did a little bit of basic correction, a little bit of creative. I used a LUT. And just simple things like that. Then I use camera for it, but I actually link the camera to null. Okay, so I'm using null to control the camera, which gives you this sort of 3D movement. The camera is coming from the side and coming and standing straight and looking, you know, straight in the oblivion of the road.